up, y'all? It's your boy, Dwight, aka Tyree, aka Dwight Tyree, aka I am tired of all of this drama. This week, there is so much to get into, but there's not even a lot of topics. It's just so much within these little bit of topics to get into today. So we had Diddy. We have an update on that trial. We're going to get into that. Diddy got some time. Diddy is not getting out. Did he do it? It sounds like he did. And we are going to get into the rap, the female rap drama. There's a lot of drama in female hip-hop right now. We have Cardi B versus Nicki Minaj. We have JT versus Cardi B, JT versus Hennessy. Even though she's not a female rapper, she's a sister of Cardi B. It's just a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And we also have Ice Spice versus Cardi B as well. So, we're going to get all into this stuff. But first things first, let's get into this Diddy drama. Alright. So, as you guys know, Diddy's case was like such a big thing this year. That was one of the main topics. This court case, we found out so much stuff about Diddy, from him and Cassie being involved in freak-offs, him dragging and beating Cassie, him having multiple escorts, forcing people into these freak-offs and forcing people to do it. Yeah, there's so much stuff within this case that we found out. But yes, Diddy has been sentenced to 50 years in prison. He was acquitted of the most serious sex trafficking and racketeering accounts. He got hit with $500,000 fine, and he will have 5 years of supervised release after prison. 5 years of supervised release. So after he gets out, he's going to still not really be free for another 5 years. So a lot of people have different opinions on this. 50 months in prison, so I believe that's about, like 3 more years, because the time that he spent in jail is accounted for. So this past year is accounted for with the 4-year sentence. So he has about 3 left. I honestly feel like he might end up probably doing 2 if he has good behavior. A lot of people think that, that it's not fair. I heard some people think that, like, saying free Diddy. Some people think that this charge was too harsh. And then I have other people that thinks that the charge wasn't enough, that it's not fair, they're disappointed. Me personally, I expected him to get less time. I thought he was going to get about 2 additional years, or 2 years in total with the accounted 1 year. So I thought maybe he'll get out next year. So I'm actually surprised that he got a little more time. However, I do feel like that wasn't a lot of time that he got. I feel like that was a slap on the wrist, in my opinion. We got Tory Lanez. He's in jail for 10 years for his situation with Megan Thee Stallion. So, not to say that Tory Lanez, not to say that he's innocent for what he did, but I'm just saying that Diddy did way more than what he did, and he only got a total of 4 years. So, I feel like for people that are thinking that that's unfair, I feel like honestly that was a slap on the wrist. But I am surprised that he did get that time, considering that he's Diddy and he is a powerful person. So that's how you know that there was a lot of evidence. There was the Cassie evidence that we all saw, but there was a lot of evidence in this case that the public wasn't able to see. There was videos of the freak-offs that people saw, so they saw more detailed story than we saw. We didn't see all this stuff. They also had additional footage of Cassie that we didn't get to see. Her getting beat and things of that nature. So there was real evidence, and there was a lot of people that were able to speak out against Diddy too. So, we had Carisha and his kids that came out and did letters. Carisha talking about "Dear Mr. Judge" or whatever she said, sounding "Dear Your Honor," I think she said, sounding crazy. And at the end, she's like, "That's a good man. That's a good man." Like, I feel like Carisha, honestly, you embarrassed yourself. You shouldn't have said anything. I don't know why you was trying to ride for Diddy so hard, because just because that wasn't your experience doesn't mean that it didn't happen. But I honestly don't believe Carisha is completely innocent, because she was involved in these freak-offs, and I know that she saw a lot more than what she's going to portray. I understand her point of view might have been different, but I just think that she shouldn't have done that, because now you wrote that letter and he didn't even get out of jail. So you could have just kept that to yourself, to be honest. So, His kids, I understand a little more. That's their father. They have a different perspective of him. His children all were like, one thing that did stand out that they said that I was kind of like, oh man, it's sad. I definitely feel bad for his daughters, especially like the twins, because of their mother is no longer here, Kim Porter. And they stated that they were afraid because now they're losing their father and they already lost their mother. And I was just like, man, because his daughters, specifically the twins, they're really young. They're about like, I think 18 years old. So, they're just starting adulthood, and they don't really have that guidance of a mother and a father right now, because now their father's going to be in jail until they're like in their early 20s, and their mother is no longer here. But I'm going to be real with you guys. Diddy will be fine. Diddy will be okay. Diddy will be more okay than me or you will be if we were to go to jail for 4 years. So honestly, considering that he was able to go through all of these decades without getting caught, it was about 2 decades I think they have from the early 2000s that we know of, because there might be more information, more things that he did before this, but he went through about 2 decades without getting caught. In return, he's getting about, I would say, 10 years, only because he's getting the 4 years in prison and the 5 years of supervision or whatever it's called. So he's like losing like 10 years of freedom in total, if that, really less than 10 years honestly of freedom. So it's like, considering all that you did, you should be thankful that that's all you getting, because a lot of people wouldn't have been able to walk away with that kind of sentence that he's walking away with. Alright, but 50 Cent also was throwing shade about the situation. 50 Cent and Diddy, they had a rivalry for a very long time, but he was trolling him. He came on X, aka Twitter, because I still call it Twitter to be honest. He went on Twitter and he stated that, hey, to whoever was booking Diddy for that speaking engagement, I heard he won't be able to make it. He's petty. Yo, 50 Cent is mad petty. But he said that because, I don't know if you guys heard, but Diddy set up a speaking engagement in Miami. So I felt like Diddy felt like, I'm going to get this little trial thing over with, and we're going to get back to making the bread, go back to making the money. And I feel like that also made him look bad, because why would you sit here and set up a speaking engagement knowing that you are in the middle of the ending of a trial? Like, what sense did that make? So I definitely think that he was being really like cocky with that, and I kind of gave a bad taste in my mouth. Why are you setting up a speaking engagement? Now you can't make it, like 50 Cent said. So 50 Cent also wrote something about how he was scared and this and that of Diddy, and I know he was being petty because he wanted the judge to see that, or he wanted him to get time in jail. So he was trolling, saying that as well a few days ago. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Is 50 months enough? He might be getting out 2028, maybe late 2028. But I feel like maybe 2026 or 7, maybe 2027. I feel like, because he's Diddy, so I don't really think he's gonna do that full time. But maybe he will. We'll see. But do you guys think that's enough? 50 months? And why do they say 50 months? Because it took me a while to figure out how long 50 months are. I'm like 12, 24, 30. And I'm over here doing my 12 times tables. But do you guys think that's enough time? Let me know what you think. Comment below. Do you think that's enough time? Do you think that's too little time, too much time? Do you think Diddy's innocent? I probably won't go back and forth with y'all too much about this, because y'all already know my opinion, so it's no point in me going back and forth. But I would like to know y'all opinions below. Alright. Also, do you think that Quincy should have been writing a letter to Diddy? I mean, that's his dad, but that's not his dad biologically. Should he have just got out of here and went back to I'll Be Sure? Or should he just stay with Diddy and roll for him? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Anyways, moving on. Oh gosh, I need some water before we get into this topic. So now we are going to get into this female rap drama. Y'all, it's so much, but I'm going to try to get into as much as I can without leaving anything out. Ugh. This has been a very crazy week The girls have been fighting. The girls have been fighting. The girls have been fighting. So, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B have been going at it. Let's start with first things first. Cardi B finally dropped her anticipated album "Amount of Drama," which was is 7 years after Invasion of Privacy. It went #1 on Billboard. I thought it was a cool album. I liked it. There was a lot of songs on there that I liked. Invasion of Privacy is still my favorite, but I do think this was a good follow-up album. It debuted at #1 Billboard 200 with 200,000. She sold 200K first week, which is good because a lot of these girls these days, they are not selling 200K. A lot of them aren't even reaching 100K. And you want to know something real quick? It's kind of on topic. Doja Cat album dropped, and all this drama, she's not selling, I don't think, well because of this. She even was making jokes on Twitter that she's looking around for an album sale. She literally said that on Twitter, something along those lines, like in the middle of all the drama, like, hello, like, I just dropped. I would have been pissed. I'd have been so mad, like, I would have been pissed. Like, y'all gonna sit up here and argue that everybody forgetting about my damn album. I would have jumped in the argument too. I'd have had to beef with somebody because y'all gonna listen to this shit. Alright, I guess that's what JT was doing. But we gonna get into it. Alright, so, it went platinum really fast. So shout out to her. You know, she definitely outsold most people. Most of these other female rappers, at least, that have dropped lately. So there was a big thing with Cardi and Nicki because there was a lot of competition arising when the album dropped. Now, there was a spaces where Cardi B stated that she's like, y'all gonna need to bookmark everything because my album is gonna outsell. My album is gonna outsell. Da 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 da. So a lot of people felt like that was a hit to Nicki Minaj because she said her album's gonna outsell. Some people said it's not because she could be talking about anybody. She didn't say a name. Some people felt like you already know that she's the second most popular female rapper out in the game right now. So a lot of people felt like that. She didn't confirm or deny. So her album dropped. Before the album even dropped, Nicki Minaj announced that she's dropping an album in March. I believe March 27th. I feel like Nicki could have waited some time to say that, but you know, she said it. She probably felt like Cardi was getting close because they were saying she was going to sell over 205K. And Nicki sold 224 for Pink Friday, 228 for Pink Friday too. So she probably thought, oh shoot, this girl about to, she getting close to my number. So she did drop that release date. So I feel like that's going to be an interesting album because with all this drama going down, I know Nicki going like have a lot to say. Hopefully she ain't saying it all on Twitter already. So Nicki Minaj started posting her stats when it was confirmed last week that Cardi sold 200K, and then some blogs said it was 199.6K, whatever, about 200K. She sold, and Nicki Minaj then started posting her stats. She posted her stats from her second album, which sold 253K. And then she started posting her most recent one that sold 228K. I feel like she should have left it right there. You already posted the album release date. I would have just posted my little stats. Get in the booth. Get in the booth. Get in the booth. Because why y'all taking it to Twitter? Get in the booth and say what you got to say. So I feel like she should have just posted that and got in the booth. However, Nicki Minaj is her own person. She's not going to do what I say, even though I told her. Nah, I'm playing. I didn't tell her that. But what I said. But she be cursing me out. I hope know your ass. By the way, where all this drama happened, Megan Thee Stallion happened to post a video on Instagram. And she's saying that her boyfriend going back to work, so she coming back outside. So I'm wondering if she gonna come out with something, because the word on the street is that she has a Jay-Z sample as well that she's working on. I heard it was Big Pimpin'. So we gonna see. It's not confirmed that's gonna be a diss, but a lot of people were wondering. Moving on, let's get back to what we were talking about. So after she posts her stats, she also posted an old music video, Why You Mad, with Birdman and Lil Wayne. That was like, I believe, like 2012. I know I was in high school when that came out. But she has a line that says that, you know, she makes a line about Billboard, and she says that I'm winning, but I'm still bored. Cardi B then posts, nothing more annoying than a boring bitch, than a bored bitch. So I wonder if she saw that video and said that, or she happened to say that, because I have me weak because she said that she winning, but she's still bored. She said nothing more annoying than a bored bitch. And then she said, you must have missed me, huh? She said, crazy, now kiss my feet. I don't think, I would have just left it at that. Nobody put a name on it. That's all it should have really been, in my opinion. And then it should have been in the booth from there. Nicki Minaj still started going at it with her. I'm honestly not going to get all into every single tweet that they wrote, because like I said, there's a lot. But she posted an eagle. So, you know, Nicki likes to do a metaphor. So she posted an eagle. So if you guys know, an eagle usually captures a crow, and they wait a long time, and then they capture the crow and they devour the crow. So I guess because if you guys notice, on Cardi B album, she has a crow. So she posted an eagle, because usually eagles eat crows. So I guess she's trying to say she ate Cardi up. And then she started posting the number 499, because Cardi B's album was $4.99 on iTunes, and I believe Nicki's was $9.99. Then she started posting ABCDEFG, you rap like Barney, you look ugly. So if you guys know a magnet, Cardi says ABCDEFG, something. So I don't know, Nicki was listening to the album. And then she started posting like that line I said from Why You Mad. She just started posting a lot. She started posting Barney B, and then Cardi B started saying she needs to go to fucking rehab. And then JT said, this bitch home ugly and mad. Nobody responded to JT. So JT was arguing about himself. They said the big dogs is arguing. Nah, let me stop. I like JT too. But it seemed like she was trying to get in it. But I know JT had a record coming too. So it seems like JT was, while this was happening, trying to get into it, because she got to sell her music, I guess. Or to bring attention to her diss record, I guess. Cardi B started posting Cocaine Barbie, and you know, the girls just started going at it. So eventually, it was real petty. It was very high school. They honestly remind me of two popular girls in high school in New York. That's what they sound like. Two New York high school girls, and they are way too grown for that. So they kept going back and forth. You know, Nicki told her she needed to pick her tongue up when she rapped. Then that's when Cardi B said ABCDEFG, your man has to snatch pussy. And I was just like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a tad entertained in the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I was fucking entertained. In the beginning, it was entertaining. I liked the beginning. It was funny to me, even at this part. I feel like they should have, if they was gonna do this, it should have just been at each other, but honestly it would have been better in the music. But this part was funny to me when it was just flaming each other. But like I said, Nicki starts accusing Cardi of lying and being Trini. She said ABCDEFG. He don't want to dig in my big C, I guess because Stefan digs. She was doing a bar. They were just going back and forth. She could have said that for a song. Then Nicki told her to jump off the plane because Cardi B said that she gonna jump off a plane if she don't do certain numbers or imaginary players. It was like a bar, she said. They was going at it. Boom! This is when it went left. Cardi B posted Nicki Minaj's brother in a pink wig, Jelani. So if you guys know, her brother was accused, allegedly, he was accused of sexually assaulting a minor. So once that was posted, I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. I didn't know it was going to go this far down, but it was like, okay, it's about to go down. So that's when it started getting ugly. Nicki started talking about Cardi B gets trains ran on her. But one thing I do notice is when Nicki has been getting into beefs lately, she starts bringing up Jay-Z. So I'm like, is she trolling people so that she could argue with them, so that she could bring awareness to Jay-Z? I don't know, because it's like, what does Jay-Z ain't doing nothing? What does Jay-Z have to do with this argument? Yeah, so Nicki Minaj says that, you know, she's raw dogging pregnant with her fourth baby. So that's like the first thing of a baby kind of getting mentioned somewhat is when she said, you raw dog and you got HPV and you pregnant with your 4th baby. So that's kind of like, okay, a kid was kind of mentioned. We were getting there. We were leaning towards the kids getting mentioned. Cardi B said, that's the 3rd time you talked about my pregnancy. Like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce from all them perks scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord protect my babies. Now Cardi B, I'm not gonna lie, you should not have said not allegedly. Never trust, cause you know I don't play with that allegedly. I do not play with that allegedly. Y'all know I'm quick to say allegedly. So, written down, I don't think you should have said no, not allegedly. I think you should have, said allegedly. I don't know. I don't think Nicki Minaj will sue her, but if it was Drake, her ass would have got sued. Drake would have sued her ass. But, once the fertility came up, I'm like, okay, we getting lower. Like, it's getting there. Infertility, I don't know how true that is. I don't know where she got that tea. I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know. She said not allegedly. So I'm like, all right, this is getting nasty. Because I honestly sometimes wonder how they feel with these arguments because some of y'all fans have fertility issues. Some of y'all fans has autism or kids that are of color that may take offense. So it's kind of like, that's why honestly with the situation, I feel like both ladies are in the wrong. I feel like both ladies, it just didn't have to go there. Meanwhile, all this is happening. Ice Spice is posting emojis of smiley faces. And then about a few minutes later, a leaked phone call comes out of Cardi B calling Latto the P word. She said that Latto's a punk, but she didn't say punk. She said she's pussy. And I'm going to play a small clip of it for you guys. But allegedly, Cardi B was going off because of Ice Spice diss record, BB Belt, where she talks about Cardi B's looks and said that she's taking her spot. She said, do you think I'm ass Latto? So her and Latto are friends, so that was kind of messy. Mind you, she's in an argument with Nicki Minaj right now, and then this leaks. So I'm just like, she's pregnant. So I'm like, how are you handling all this? That's also why I'm like, both ladies just need to chill. You pregnant, y'all both got kids in the house. Like, why y'all really having time to do this? If y'all got time, y'all need to use that time for the studio, because I want to hear the music. Like, I just don't understand. So I don't understand how she was able to deal with arguing with Nicki and then the Ice Spice leak while this time of her life, and then she got a brand new album and she pregnant and she probably got to do press and who knows she's doing music videos. I'm just like, how are you dealing with this? So she apologized to Latto because she said she was mad and she was in the heat of the moment. Latto, however, did not reply publicly. Cardi B did mention that she was going to buy Latto a bag because she felt bad that she said that about her. I don't know how I feel about that. What do you guys think? Do you think that she's genuinely sorry? Do you think she's just mad in the moment? I don't know. I feel like she does like Latto, but I would have felt away too, because if I'm your friend, why are you calling me that? But I don't know. I think she likes her, but they're probably not super close. So maybe that's why she was okay with saying that. But we'll see if they end up still being cool. Latto literally just did a song with her for her album. So they probably worked past that, I think. They probably talked it out privately. I'm going to just summarize the rest of this for you guys because it's a lot that they were doing back and forth. Cardi B did call out James, who I believe is Ice Spice's manager or something, somebody on her team, and she was saying that she thinks that he leaked the call and all this stuff. But during all this, Ice Spice doesn't say anything. One thing I know about Ice Spice and Saweetie, they don't get in the field for real. So, especially Saweetie, but we gonna get into her in a minute. Ice Spice kind of was just chilling there. I think she was like at fashion shows or something. So she didn't really, when I looked on her IG, she didn't respond to any of this. But there was also a leak of her new song, and they're saying that she was dissing Cardi as well. So I think we're about to enter a time of a lot of diss records within the next few months. I feel like they're all coming in, but some of these girls are saying too much on social media. I need to keep it in the music. But I do think that's gonna make the state of hip hop more interesting with them like going to the studio. But I'm just like, I hope things don't get too far. Cause back in the day, Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown literally was shooting at each other. Or Lil' Kim was shooting at, it was going down. This was Lil' Kim went to jail for, female rap beef. So I don't know. Hopefully it don't lead there. But I don't know where this is gonna be, because I'm wondering now how are they gonna go to award shows? How is that gonna work out? You know what I'm saying? Are they gonna be able to be in the same spaces? They're gonna have to have heavy security. Nicki Minaj writes a very, very long essay to Cardi B. She wrote like a college essay to her. When you're trying to get into college in 12th grade, you gotta write that essay. That's what Nicki Minaj basically did. And in the essay, she just basically, she called her Barney B the flop. She said, so she mocks Cardi B's grandma, and she said, I'm lying about fertility. She said, I'm lying about fertility when the queen has never once seen or spoken to a fertility doctor in her life. She said, I'm the one sleeping with a trade while your hubby... She said, you the one sleeping with a trade while fucking... Wait, hold on, what? I don't know what she's writing. She says, I'm the one sleeping with trade while hubby fucking Saweetie and taking my big Jewy hole for alimony. She just said a lot, okay? I'm not going to get into everything she said, but she did call out Saweetie and state that Saweetie is sleeping with Offset. And she talks about Stefan Diggs' sexuality. And then she goes on and say, your medical records are in the strip club, now look embarrassing. And your father, well, anyway. She says, you are about to shrivel up and die inside. You call black women monkeys and roaches. Now one day people will call your daughters monkeys and roaches. Anyway, I used double the protection in every relationship until I was ready. See, that's the difference between a hoe and a queen. Alright, so it was a lot more said in between there, but like I said, I didn't want to read all that, and I kind of don't want to say all that stuff, because even though it's not me saying it, I don't want that coming out my mouth. But, pause. I just feel like that was kind of a lot, especially when she said, you call black women monkeys and roaches. Now one day people will call your daughters monkeys and roaches. She's referring to old Cardi B tweets when she would have arguments or like Instagram comments from probably about like 10 years ago, when she would say like arguments, say, I wish your child were DIE, or your child's a monkey or roach or things of that nature. So I guess Nicki Minaj is trying to like tell her that she's gonna get her karma for speaking of people in that way. However, I don't think that she should have said that, because number one, like, even though Cardi B was wrong for saying those comments, I still feel like that's not fair for the kids, because the kids they're not responsible for their mother's actions. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that shows that Cardi B is also not innocent. Neither one of them are innocent in this situation. But I just feel like Nicki shouldn't have had said that. But I do think Nicki knew where she was going when she said that, because she wanted to bring... I feel like she's trying to bait Cardi B or something, because it's like, why are you saying all that? So I believe the infertility issues comment really got to her, so maybe that's why she brought it there. But I'm like, yo, y'all did not have to take it there. And then Cardi B goes on to say, like, she want to tell the real tea. She said, you talking about ABCDFG, I'm going to tell the real tea about your child and his ABCs, which is like hinting at autism. And I was just like, all right, y'all are getting too far. The children are now involved, and it's just like, these kids don't even know y'all probably beefing. Like, why are the kids involved? It's not confirmed or denied that Papa Bear has autism. I'm not sure. I'm not going to speak on that, because that's not my business. And I just think that it just got real dark. I was like, okay, at this point, I was like, okay, this shit not getting funny no more. It's getting past the music. It's no longer about music. Later on in the argument, Nicki Minaj does say that she wants to fight Cardi B, and I'm like, okay, Nicki Minaj is trolling. When she said, come on, let's fight, I'm like, alright, she's trolling. Nicki Minaj is not about to get about her house and fight. And y'all are both on Twitter. Like, y'all, this is what I'm saying. They act like two high school New York girls. This is giving high school in New York. Oh, come on, let's fight. Oh, where you at? Drop the Addy. I'm gonna pull up. That's what Cardi B saying. And I'm just like, y'all really gonna fight? Y'all both famous. Like, everybody gonna pull up to see that damn fight. It is gonna become a big thing. Actually, before she said, let's just fight, was when she called Cardi B daughter Culture ugly. Which led to her making more comments about Papa Bear's alleged autism, saying that he can't speak because Nicki Minaj allegedly was doing all these perks and all this stuff. Cardi B is saying her information is not alleged, but to me it's alleged because I don't know. I'm not putting myself in that situation. But yeah, so it got real nasty. Like I said, I think she was trying to say that because in the past Cardi B made comments about other people's children, so I guess she was like feeling like that was her doing what she did to other people. So I get it, but I do not agree that any of them children should have been involved because these kids did not say anything. These kids, even if they did, like they're kids, they're under the age of 10, like why are we bringing kids into it? But these girls go at it. They even go at it into the next day, I believe, and the day after that. Like, it was just like a huge back and forth with everybody. And I got to the point where I'm just like, are y'all not tired of arguing? Obviously, they didn't fight. I don't know why people thought they were going to fight. They are both millionaires. They are both, like, the two biggest female rappers out right now. How the hell they going to fight? They said they was in New York, too. So, y'all think y'all going to walk outside or see them fighting at Union Square on the corner? Like, they are not going to fight. Like, I don't even know. I feel like she was trying to troll Cardi B or something when she was saying that. Because I'm like, how you going to fight her, Nicki? You know you're not fighting her. And Cardi B, how you fighting? You pregnant. I think she said she was going to get her sister. I'm just like, y'all all going. If they were even to fight, everybody would be in jail. Like, this is too public. Y'all are on social media planning to fight, and y'all have millions of followers each. There's millions of people watching y'all argument right now. It's not like me and somebody argue. Like, y'all are big artists. Like, nobody, like, how y'all gonna fight? But yeah, it just went on for days, and I just felt like it was just annoying. Towards the end, Nicki Minaj did say an apology to Culture, and she said that, you know, that's not who I am as a person. She said that I had to say what I had to say to get back at your mother and your aunt because of the comments they said about other people. But it's like when she did the apology, she did say, yeah, you do have big gums, but you're gonna grow into it one day. I felt like it was an apology, but she was throwing shade because while she wrote that line right there. And then that's when Cardi B wrote the Dear Papa Perk and all this stuff about him and his favorite color being 5 and this of that nature. And I feel like that's messed up. I did see footage of Papa Bear talking though, so I don't know if I don't think he's nonverbal, but I don't know if he has autism or not. But even if he does, I want people to know that there's nothing wrong with children with autism because I feel like it's kind of unfair. Because it's like not even just Papa Bear is getting astray, but it's like other children are getting astray too that have these issues. So I feel like both ladies are wrong in the situation, in my opinion. I feel like both of them are wrong. Both of them are bringing children into it. Both of them are like, it's just a lot. And I feel like a lot of this could have been solved in the booth. I know, like, because it's like, it wasn't even like, if y'all was real nasty with it, but y'all went and went to the booth because y'all are both rappers and y'all are the most popular women rappers at the time, I think y'all both should have went to the booth, and even if it got nasty, it could have got nasty. And for Nicki, if she went to the booth, like if she posted her stats and just went to the booth after that because she felt hit when Cardi said she was going to outsell, she should have went to the booth after Cardi B didn't outsell, and she should have said what she had to say. And honestly, if she dropped it like on the week after the album, the sales came out, she probably would have honestly charted past all, if not most, of Cardi B's current songs out right now from the current album, and that would have brought more attention and been more of like a rap competition, which would have been digested by the audience better, in my opinion. Y'all are both rappers. the real beef is about rap, so why not rap about the beef instead of taking it to Twitter? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But shout out to JT, because JT did go in the booth. She was definitely arguing a lot, arguing with Cardi B's sister and calling them hoes and all this stuff. And I'm not going to even get all into their argument because it was too much and it was just dumb. But she did get in the booth and she made her song No Hook. She did have a lot of good lines on No Hook. I do think that JT's a pretty good rapper. I do like her bars in this song. I'm going to point out just a couple of lines that she said. She said, "You got 10 different faces. I forgot the way you look, ho." Because, you know, Cardi B is, you know, she's gotten a nose job, and people have said that she got other surgeries. Cannot confirm or deny, but she did confirm the nose job. Then she says, "Bodega baddie, my ass, you chopped cheese. That ass looking crazy, Cardi in a diaper B." And I'm like, okay, so she's coming at her BBL and comparing it to a chopped cheese because of her song Bodega Baddie and because Cardi is from New York. So I was like, okay, you did, that was what's up, okay, I'm seeing bars and metaphors, this is what I like, this is better than the tweets, get in the booth, y'all. Then she says, "The only time I seen you with a pen was at the courthouse." And that was when she threw the pen at the courthouse. So I guess she's trying to insinuate that Cardi B doesn't write her rhymes. She said, "You a purge face mixed with Jim Carrey, this mask ass hoe, you a green ass bitch." Woo. She said, "Non-rapping ass bitch." So this is when she takes the flow from Magnet, which is Cardi B's diss to her. And she says, "Non-rapping ass bitch, non-writing ass bitch, at a fashion show, I wanna go to the booth with you, bitch." And I was like, okay, I like that. This is what I like. I want y'all to go to the booth. And then she says, 33 years old, still claiming brim ass bitch. And that was funny to me because I'm like, y'all are the same age. I looked up their ages and they're literally born the same year, 2 months apart. So, and I think JT said she was in the game too. So I was like, what? How you gonna say you 33 still claiming brim? But y'all both the same age. But I guess she ain't claiming brim, but she still said she was in the gang, I believe, recently. But okay. And then the last line I would read, because from her this is when she said, "Pretty black with talented. That's what you not, bitch. My okay record is better than your hot shit." Okay. So that last line, they be trying to say Cardi B is not black, so that's why she said pretty black with talent. That's what you not. And then she says, "My okay record is better than your hot shit." Now, I ain't gonna lie, that was a fire bar. Because as you guys know, JT has a song called Okay. So she's saying my okay records, also reference to her okay records, is better than your hot shit. Because Cardi B has a song called Hot Shit that a lot of people didn't like. So my okay record is better than your hot shit is fire. But I would say it kind of doesn't reflect on Cardi because Cardi does have more hits than JT in the City Girls. But the line itself, the metaphor and the bar of it, I do like. I think that was kind of fire. But it's like at the same time, she doesn't really have any songs that's more popular than Cardi. So is her okay shit better than Cardi's hot shit? I don't know. What I would say is this about the record. I do appreciate JT for getting in the booth. It did leak on Twitter before Apple Music, so I wish that she leaked it got on Apple Music first. That probably helped her get more streams. But I wonder if she leaked it herself because it was kind of giving. When I listened to the song too, it was giving old Jeezy vibes. Like the beat was giving like young Jeezy. I felt like I was in 2006. So I could hear the influence there. But overall, I like the lines of the song. Like I like the metaphors. I like her rapping in that song. That was like really good. She definitely raps better than Young Miami. But I think that Magnet was more of the hit out of the two. Magnet, I feel like had more replay value. I feel like you could play Magnet while you getting ready to go to a party, while you walking to work. And I do feel like No Hook, JT's song, was good and it had great bars and maybe lyrically a tad better. But I felt like the song as a whole didn't have as much replay value as Cardi B's. Like I feel like Cardi B's will have a little more longevity with Magnet than No Hook. And this just in. Latto, I don't know her last name. Alyssa Latto. She, people, word in the street is people are thinking she's pregnant. I usually don't like to say publicly if I think somebody pregnant or not, but you know, guys, I won't be surprised if she is. She did always hint that she wanted a child, but there's a picture of her that's going around and her stomach looks pretty round. She did recently claim 21 Savage, so we shall see. And lastly, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all the song of the week. I know I randomly just started wrapping up, but I am so tired of that female rap drama. The song of the week, I'm gonna make the song of the week Magnet and no bars. No hook and Magnet, because they both took it to the booth, and that's what I like to see. I don't want to see y'all on Twitter all day. Y'all could say 2 or 3 tweets, but we don't want to see that. We want to hear it in the music. And shout out to Leon Thomas. His latest song just dropped, and it was really good. So I'm gonna add that too. I gave y'all 3 songs of the week. The name of the Leon Thomas song is Just How You Are. So check out Just How You Are by Leon Thomas. It gives real Frank Ocean vibes to me, but that's also the song of the week. I gave y'all 3 this week. Alright, so peace out, everybody. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the kid. And make sure you follow me on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter. Peace. I don't know what I was doing with my fingers. I'm like doing sign language. Alright. Peace.